guys, Bullhorn Betty. I decided to come on this channel. I realized I haven't been on this channel in weeks. And wanted to make sure I said hi to all of our members over here and our subscribers. We're building this channel as well. But with everything going on and with my illness, going back and forth to Tennessee, the court hearings, it's been quite a challenge, to say the least. But that's exactly what these animals try to do, right? They try to break our spirit here on this channel and on our other channels, but that's okay. We're much stronger, much better than they could ever be, right? So I figured I'd just open this up. I haven't seen you guys in a while on this channel and thought I would just sit and chit chat while Delilah's playing. I got my coffee over here. I had to set it down because my phone kept falling, and the phone probably will keep falling again. I'm up on a higher elevated bed than I was, like almost a foot higher. Hey, Amanda, Lori, it's nice to see you all. Good morning. Good morning. I figured I'd start out the morning on this channel. I haven't seen everybody on this channel in a while. And just wanted to come and say hi. As you guys can see, my green screen's still up because I'm still doing some recording and stuff like that. So it's easier just to put it up and forget it. So I don't know, it makes it a lot easier for me. And boom, 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 I'm done. I've got to get some videos out today. Hey, Mickey, it's nice to see you. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see people rolling in here. You guys haven't forgotten the new channel. All right. Okay, Delilah, you're knocking over the phone. You're knocking over the phone, honey. Okay, get your treat. Can we get you away from the legs of this phone? No. The answer is no. Okay. And I'm setting, don't touch the coffee. Don't touch the coffee. Let me just take a minor move over. There you go. Now you got your own space. Good gracious. Hey, West Virginia, holla girl, Barefoot Nanny. It's nice to see you all. Storm, Crystal, hey, how are you guys doing? Did you guys get a chance to see the maps and the bridges? You guys see what I got, what I'm looking at and things like that? Are you going to sit down? Okay. Are you comfortable? Can we go on with the show? She's been very distracting during our live broadcast, I gotta say. She's not jumping for my coffee this morning, but that's because I've given her a half an hour of being a bouncy bean while I let my coffee get a little cold. Oh, good morning, Sonia. The real me too. It's nice to see you guys. P.S. Hey. I didn't want to forget about this channel. This channel has not been used, and usually this is the channel we kind of, just sit and chit chat and get caught up with one another and say hi to each other and everything like that, and just kind of have more of a laid back experience that is not really, we don't really talk. We'll talk about whatever, but it's just kind of for us to chit chat more so than telling stories or going through it. It's got to be something that we do because I've got a lot of serial killer content, that I've done over the last few years that I've never really did anything with the content. I've just got it. And we're going to be doing some videos and some closed cases, cold cases, and stuff like that on this channel eventually. I just haven't gotten there yet. So Gigi, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. Hey. But I have been going through, just seeing what's out there. We've been spending a lot of time on Alec Murdaugh, the Idaho 4, Sebastian Rogers, Layla Santinello. I'd really like to do an update on the Layla Santinello case. It needs to be had sooner than later. Her case is still unsolved. That case is a very personal case to me, even though I haven't had time because, this other case has had a lot of strife in it, and sometimes I just need to interject and put my channels, in between, the attacks and families, and so that's kind of what I do in those situations. I actually did that with this channel for Layla Santinello as well when Jen was being attacked by the same hyenas that are attacking Seth Rogers, and so hers wasn't as bad as what we're dealing with here with Seth and Tony, but it was pretty nasty for some of these channels. And like, you know, of course, SF is involved in both of these. He's a hot mess express. He's a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. And I don't really care whether people like my language about that or not. He is. He destroys families. He did that for the boy out in Utah. His mom and dad were just trying to find answers. And when they didn't want to work with him, he just flips the script and starts telling them that he's going to expose them and all this other stuff. And then we get into the Layla Santanella case, and he tries to, you know, work with Jen. Jen doesn't want anything to do with, you know, his kind of PI work, which is garbage. You know, he's basically a glorified SARS searcher that wanted to be a wannabe PI. And when she didn't want to work with him, and I said, I'm not going to work with an internet PI, he started attacking me, started attacking Jen. He started saying he's going to expose Jen. So he does have a history of this, getting involved in cases. And when people reject him, he starts attacking those people, much like the team that he works with. That's their MO, right? We saw that happen with JLR and Seth, because he got his feelings hurt. Now he's got a new girlfriend that he's got to impress, and his girlfriend has, you know, mommy and daddy issues and a chip on her shoulder. So it's like they don't really care about this kid. All they care about is, you know, treating somebody horribly because somebody treated them horribly, even though they've done more than Seth has done to them, to Seth. They still keep trying to justify their poor behavior towards Seth because they got their feelings hurt many, many months ago, right? And they refuse to let it go. They just have to keep this chip on their shoulder about the United Cajun Navy. Well, let me tell you something. You and your criminal enterprise suck, okay? You guys have done nothing for this case but hurt people. If that's what your platform is, to see how many innocent people you can hurt, you have succeeded in that feat. Okay, JLR, Magnolia, you guys have succeeded in that feat. If that's what your channel is about now, it's about injuring and hurting innocent families. You guys did it. Okay, now you guys have won. Okay, you've hurt a family. You hurt an innocent man because your feelings got hurt. Now go away. Shoe fly shoe, right? But nobody's paying attention to any of their commentary unless it's lies and belittling of Seth, because that's the clientele they have cultivated. We want a more positive image for Sebastian Rogers. Okay, he obviously lived with, in God knows what conditions, you know, with Chris and Katie. It didn't sound like he was, you know, he sounds like his basic needs were taken care of, but his emotional and mental needs were not. It sounds like he was potentially physically and mentally abused inside that home. You know, you can't tell me that Sebastian didn't hear those nasty things Chris was screaming at Katie about him, you know, before he disappeared, right? Katie was provided an ultimatum, either your son or me. Well, her son's gone. And not just gone, but gone. Sounds like she made her decision. She was the only one in the house with the boy at the time of his disappearance. Right after an ultimatum was wielded upon her. And how ironic that literally 8 years, Seth and her were married 8 years, and literally 8 years to the day that she filed her divorce papers, or her, you know, filed for a divorce. 8 years to the specific day is the day that her son disappeared from an 8-year marriage. Wow. Pretty interesting, pretty intriguing. We need to set standards higher than theirs to stay focused on Sebastian. Exactly. Sebastian does matter. Sebastian, there's going to be a vigil. I'll be saying this on all my platforms today. We need a road captain and a leader. If anybody's in the area, if you guys are in and you want to participate in the bike ride, we're still in need. There's the leader and the road captain have other engagements and will not be able to attend this vigil. The other people will be there, but we still need a road captain and a leader. If anybody is a motorcycle enthusiast, is out in the area, would like to assist in either one of these roles, if you could kindly please reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Again, we need a road captain and a leader. And if you don't know what that is, It's probably not anything you can assist with, okay? This is related to the motorcycle route. So the person that's the road captain and the leader obviously need to be on motorcycles. So if you don't have a motorcycle license, don't know what those are, then I'm not looking for you. But hey, this is something that you guys could ask around about if you would like to. But I'm really excited about the vigil, the prayer vigil for Sebastian. I really hope we raise money for his beloved animals. He was an animal lover, and I can't think of any positive way of. Let me go ahead and move you on out of here. There you go, Yvette. You don't have to worry about ever being back here again. So you have a great day, and God bless. I can't think of it ever. Do you get my email, Betty? I don't know. More real than high taxes. There you go, Cody. Thank you. Yvette needs to pull a stick out of her bootay. Oh my God, I saw Magnolia's picture yesterday. I know you aren't saying she is fat and ugly, Betty. You lying. And oh, you have not seen her without the filters. I've got some pictures for her. Teeth are all crooked. Her nose is smushed, okay? This lady, probably, I would say 180 pounds, which is not, we have fluffier people than that. I mean, heck, I was at a 205 before I started losing weight. But, yeah, unfortunately, you're wrong. I've actually seen her in person, okay? You guys see her on camera and with a whole bunch of filters. That lady without makeup on is like Jonathan Lee Riches. Is Jonathan Lee Riches. Why is he with a lady like that? Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you guys can judge me. I judge people. So what? We all judge each other. Everybody gets their feelings hurt, right? They're like, oh, I can't believe Betty's judging this woman. Weren't you the one that was just talking about how yellow my hair is and how ugly I am? So you engage in that, but you don't like me engage. Isn't that funny, the little hypocrisy thing? Okay, this woman knew about me. I had no idea about her. I thought she was just my man's producer, and I was lied to for a solid year before I realized she's banging the shit out of him. She knew about me, and she lied to my face, okay? She's a home-wrecking tramp. And if I have anything to say about her, if I want to say she's butt-ass ugly and she's fat as shit, guess what? I'm going to say the bitch is butt-ass ugly and fat as shit, and quite frankly, she is. Okay? If you look, she won't even show her face online, because when she did, the one time that she had those things with her, if you notice, she literally has the filter set to all to hide all of her wrinkles and her horrible, like, she's not a good looking woman. I'm just telling you. You guys can say whatever you want. Maybe you guys have a heart for I don't. If I think she's ugly, she's ugly. I can tell you her heart's ugly, because what woman does that to another female? Okay? She's ugly inside and out as far as I'm concerned. You judge me, I judge her. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You don't like it, there's an exit stage right. When have I ever been begging for freaking clicks and views? Right? You want to believe what you want to believe. Maybe you're ugly too. I don't know. Maybe she's prettier than you. Okay. Well, don't be hating. Oh, somebody got their panties in a wad. You must be a butt ugly girl. Have a great day, butt ugly girl. Jealous. Wow, this is not about... When did my title, Robin, when did my title say anything about Sebastian in this title? Did you read the thumbnail? It says, bye. You don't like it? Leave. You're in control of what you watch, boo-boo. If you don't want to watch Bullhorn Betty, why comment? Scroll up, dum-dum. It's pretty easy. Golly, do I have to educate you too? I don't get enough for this shit. Gotta be honest with you. Who we talking about? We're being mean. We're being mean, and we got some butthurt Bettys in here saying, oh my God, I can't believe she's being mean to another woman. Yeah, these are all the same women that were mean to me. They didn't care. They didn't say, oh my gosh, we can't be mean to Betty. She's a female. Identity politics. Honey, I know I'm beautiful. Okay? Even in my bedhead Betty, I'm prettier than half of these people that have these ugly hearts. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Have a great day. God bless. I own it. Okay? See? Rule maker. Did you guys miss the shirt? You don't like my rules? Leave. Oh, we some mean coffee beans today. I've been sick. I haven't, I've been sick. I still have some aggression to get out. I've been docile because I've been sick. Well, now I got, it's like a little puppy, when you don't go out and run for a few days, you get some pent up energy. That's it. Now I'm feeling a little better, and I want to let my voice be heard. Baby's ugly. Not my baby, her baby. I've been sick and mean. There you go. I've been sick and nice. Okay. Now the sickness is wearing off, and so is my niceness. Okay. Now I feel like I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof, right? Oh, Steffers, what happened to your fur baby? Did something happen to your fur baby? I just heard somebody say, I'm sorry to hear about your fur baby. Are you okay? Mine finally went out. She was a freaking bouncing bean this morning, but it wasn't near as bad as yesterday. We tried to do a live on TikTok, and right when I start doing the live, she just starts going to town on this thing right here. Look at this right here. She starts going, and she loves this little thing, right? I noticed that as she's getting older, she's starting to use her bigger mouth toys. But it was hard for her, so these little flat toys she just absolutely loves. Like Karen and another one of our gals, I think it was Rebecca, might have been Ren, bought her a yellow one and a pink one. So I keep one in the bed because she loves the ducky. So I keep one in the bed here and one on her PlayStation out there in the living room. So she has a little ducky everywhere she goes. Yes, my 19-year-old. Aw, I'm so sorry, Stuffer. That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. Aw, I'm so sorry. I don't think these people know JLR's history because they would never defend him if they knew. You know what? Yeah, I get it, second thesis. But in all fairness, ignorance is a choice in the world of 2024. You can literally, because I had to go pull a photo of JLR. I didn't feel like going back through my files. I didn't want to go through it. So I just went to Google and pulled up his mugshot, right? And so, like, literally, you type his name in and you learn all of this nonsense about him, stuff like you got to understand. I knew some stuff, but I never looked into him because I was dating him. He was a nice guy. I figured, what like me, what's in our past is in our past, you live, you learn, you get over it, you grow, stuff like that. But, it was like the sheep and wolf clothing, or the wolf in sheep's clothing. He was a very nice guy until he wasn't, and that's the problem people don't understand. Why doesn't this man have lifelong friends? Because he screws over everybody he is friends with. Like even his whole clique of the political stuff. He amassed that in like 3 or 4 years. People didn't know who he was, and all of a sudden he starts waving a flag on the side of the road and starts getting attention of some of the political people in his area. And I was a political activist in Manatee County, all over the state of Florida, and all of a sudden this guy starts popping around and starts going here and starts going there, and he ended up coming to one of my rallies. And we had like hundreds of people there, and he stood like right there at the edge of the truck while I'm up there giving my speech and stuff like that, to get my attention. And so he goes into this thing. It was pretty funny. And then things kind of just, changed from there. Like he knew what he was doing. When you look back on everything, he's a very calculated individual, very strategic. It's one of the things that I say about him all the time. When I worked with him, I always said, he always is, but I had no idea. And after we started splitting and being more independent, Olivia being more independent, I'm being more independent, he was being more independent, he started coming up with these stories, and I'm like, how in the hell is he getting these stories, and where are they coming from? And you don't know that they're not true until much later down the road. And it's like, when you go back, you start realizing, wait a minute, this ended up not panning out right. This ended up not panning out right. Where was he getting these stories? I mean, he was, breaking all of this and that and stuff like that. And then I realized, I started paying attention. And so it was starting to become obvious that he had a lot of troll accounts. And, I've poked he's very private. Even when I was there at his house, he didn't really show me his whole, like, he has an older Windows computer that has all of these accounts. Like, there's literally, I don't even want to know how many accounts that were literally strewn about on in this older computer, because each account, had a little box there, and they had their own, like, desktop for each account that you went into. And so he had all these, and I never understood it because I wasn't into, internet. I wasn't into doing what I'm doing now. So I had no idea what these things were for. I didn't know he was he was monitoring all types of things. Back then, it was the Black Lives Matter movement. He would be impersonating all these Black Lives Matter stuff, so he knew where to go or who to find or who to troll or whose life to destroy. I wasn't into all of that. I was into my political activism for my causes and my causes alone. So I believe a lot of those channels, a lot of those accounts have been now turned over to something much different. But, he was very much just into anything that was bad. He was he was monitoring it all through these troll accounts. Well, that's much different now that we're into these true crime stories. A lot of those accounts were sanitized and flipped and made into grandma and grandpa accounts that now he can infiltrate these groups and stuff and monitor what's going on. But he could also look like an innocent grandma posting, stuff like, oh, I heard this, blah, blah, blah. And then he would now go and pick up grandma's post, which is really just Jonathan Lee Riches making the post under this troll account saying this salacious thing. And now he's got content to go onto his channel and say, oh my gosh, did you read this? There's a lot of people out here that are saying this. Look at this one comment right here. And it's like, that's when I started getting a clue about what was really going on. But again, this was right about the time that I found out about Magnolia. He was lying to me for months. And then I found out it wasn't months. It was literally over a year he had been lying to me. And so I started realizing how manipulative he was and where our problem started. Because if you guys remember, there was a case that he was talking about out in his area. And it was a lady that disappeared, and he believed his boyfriend, her boyfriend, I think it's Whip, maybe? I can't, Whip? Maybe a something Whip case. I remember it started with a W out in that area. And I remember he used to, if he got mad at somebody, he would come up and just be like, hey, I need you to take your bullhorn and go over here. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I said, my bullhorn is used. I mean, I'm Bullhorn Betty, but I don't want to be known for showing up in front of people's houses with my bullhorn. I mean, it's more than just a bullhorn. I mean, we're working on something, and that's a last-ditch effort, I want to be known for the work that we do, not this stupid bullhorn. And him and I got into a fight over it, and he just stopped talking to me, and that was right around August, and I figured in a couple weeks he'd be over it. And so I ended up going over to his house, and, he was still acting all weird. And I point blank asked him, literally in his back room, I'm like, is there another woman? I mean, you've been acting really weird. You're mad at me for no reason. All this other stuff. And he looked at me and said, he basically told me that I'm losing my stuff, that I'm overly paranoid. There's no other woman. Da 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 da, and then another literally 30 days later, he's rolling up at a Trump rally with Magnolia, turns his back on me and doesn't even introduce me to her after telling me that he is coming out there, that he's bringing his producer. She's never been to a Trump rally. It's not what it seems, blah, blah, blah. And so I naturally thought as soon as he got there, he would introduce me to her. But he didn't. He sat her in a chair and he walked away from her. Oh, good gracious. Jack, grow up. You don't like this channel anymore. Go find something to cool your heels, okay? You don't need to be here. and you don't need to watch. Like, why would you watch something you don't want to watch? There's 200 people here that are watching because they want to watch. Okay, so if you really don't want to watch, Jack, then bye. Why be here? Do you guys not know how to do adulting? You don't get to control me. I don't get to control you. But what you're not going to do is come into my own chat and disrespect me. If you got a chip on your shoulder, go make your own channel and have your voice be heard. But being disrespectful to me ain't the way. Now you're just blocked. And if you know anything about me, I don't unblock people. So now that you're blocked, Jack, you're blocked. And when you want to come in here and discuss a case that really means something to you, you will not be able to. You can go over to your hate channels and do that. The ones that never get anything right, that are filled with a bunch of felons and criminals. That's karma for you. Go back to the felons and say, we're advocating for children. Okay. All right, cupcake. I was going through cancer treatment. The last word my ex says is, you're the one that had your boobs cut off. I saved my life, not my boobs. Wow. What an asshole. Jack in the box. Yeah, he put back in the box. Felons and criminals are subject matter experts. Good morning, love it. It's nice to see you. Hit the road, Jack, and don't come back no more. There you go. Jack, you're not even liked in here anymore. So see ya. Sayonara, buddy. Sayonara. I love it. They come here and they're like, you're not talking about Sebastian. Should be about Sebastian. It's like, did you read the thumbnail? Did you read the title of this show? There's not one place on this show right today that has anything to do with Sebastian Rogers. If you noticed, it's me. Good morning, evil Abby. It's nice to see you. Kick some butt in my chat. You're evil enough. Come on, give me a little do. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. Having my coffee. All right. Well, once you get energized on the coffee, I'm going to need you to clear out the room, okay? I don't think these people can read. So, hey, you know what? There are a lot of people. I didn't realize that until I met my ex-husband. There are a lot of people that can't read in this country. A lot of English-speaking people that are unable to read in this country. It's a problem. I think that every university and every state college and community college around this country should offer free reading classes. I'm sorry. Because the way I look at it is that every single American has been, teachers have been paid to educate. And if we have any American citizens in this country that cannot read, then our school system did not do their job. And those mandatory and quite frankly necessary classes should be offered for free to our adults. They don't bother to read. Well, there is a choice in it. My mom has a high school diploma and can't read past the first grade. Exactly, Crazy Moon. There's a lot. I did not know that until I met my husband. And that was one of the biggest problems that we had, is that, you know, he had dyslexia so bad, but back when he was going to school, they didn't realize that that's what it was. And they were basically saying he was a bad kid because he had severe dyslexia. And so he ended up, when he became a teenager, he ended up like many other people that have, you know, learning disabilities that were laughed at or treated badly by the school and the students. They end up just, you know, ditching it. They are not, you know, they're being treated worse to be in school than they are just living their life. So they ditch the classroom and just chalk it up as they're never going to read. And now that dyslexia is widely known, a lot more than it was back when he was growing up, it's people understand it a little better and know to give extra work and know how to work with that disability. Well, for him, it's a day late and a dollar short. Now, you know, he can try to read some things, but for the most part, he doesn't understand the big words. When he starts getting longer words, the letters start getting very jumbled for him. Reading is the most important thing you can teach a child. If your child can read, they can learn to do anything. Exactly. And I really do believe that if there's any American citizens that are adults that cannot read, they should be able to go to any university, state college, community college, and sign up for free reading classes. And I think that that is so super important, because the way I'm looking at it is that the teachers and the communities were paid to teach those children, right? The children were not taught, but they were paid to teach them. So, you know, at the end of the day, they deserve to be taught, whether it's later in life or not. So I just think that reading classes of all things should be required, a free required, or not required course, but required for universities to hold free reading classes, not just classes, but like education plans to teach people how to read. Students don't, or schools don't teach cursive writing anymore. Yeah, I know, people use emojis now. They've gone from sign language to from cursive, from handwriting to cursive to sign language to now emojis. If you can't read emojis, you can't read emojis. All right, guys, I didn't want to stay too long on here. I just wanted to come and just kind of chit chat with you guys, say that I love you, I miss you. I know that you guys are on this channel. People can't even spell nowadays. I know. And to be honest with you, it's weird, because sometimes when I write, I'm looking at the word and I'm like, did I spell that right? You know? And not only that, but we have word checker and word speller. Like you can literally write a sentence on, or, you know, speak a sentence on your phone and write it down. You know, people that don't know how to read, start talking to your phone and see how it spells the words, and start studying the words so you learn. Because to be honest with you, there is phonics. Like each word has its own sound, and you take all those sounds and put them together, and it's supposed to make the word. So it's called phonics. But if you don't know how to do phonics, you can definitely talk into your phone and just learn repetitiously how to spell proper, you know, words. I feel so bad when I read a book, because I feel like he gets SSAD'd or sad. Aw. Society has become very lazy nowadays. They surely have. Well, think about it. Like, even I've become lazy. What am I looking at today? Like, I haven't stepped my foot in a grocery store in I don't even know how long. The only time I go to a grocery store is when I absolutely have something and I don't want to wait for delivery. That's really it. You know? Because we have gotten so accustomed to not doing and having everybody else do for us. It's you know, back in the day, you didn't have delivery services. Your butt didn't get up. You like, even my lawn. Right now, I fired my lawn man. I'm regretting that thing, because I got to put my weed eater together. But I've got to get out there and weed eat an overgrown yard. I haven't weed eated. I haven't done my lawn in well over a year, probably 2 years at this point. And I'm going to have to bake in the freaking heat to get my lawn under control. So I'm since it's already out of control, I'm kind of procrastinating. That's just all there is to it. You still haven't pulled the bed bug filled mattress out? No, I haven't. I'm just now starting to feel well. I still have some fluid in my ears, but I'm deaf in one ear, and when I get fluid in the ears, it makes me very foggy in the head, like lightheaded. So it's hard to concentrate. It's hard to. It just makes me dizzy. It's almost hard to lift your head in some sense. And so I don't know if that's for everybody. I just know that I'm deaf in one ear, and when I have my equilibrium's off, it's really off. You know, and the only time it's off is when I get sick. I mean, it's naturally off just by the hearing issues. So like, just normally, if I can't walk a straight line, you know, because of my equilibrium, because of my hearing, which people don't realize. So it's like I'm always walking at an angle. Many people don't know that about me. And it truly has to do with my hearing. I've been like that my whole life. My dad kept taking me to the ear doctor. It's like, he kept taking me to the doctor saying, she can't walk a straight line. She can't walk a straight line. And they finally told him that it most likely has to do with my hearing. You know, I've always kind of walked at an angle. Like, if I have a line, I can try to walk as straight on that line as possible. But like, if I'm on a sidewalk or something, forget it. I'm zigzagging all over. I don't know why. When I'm not paying attention. If I'm paying attention, I'll walk straight. I've trained myself to walk to walk straight. But when I was younger, you don't realize these things are going on, and you have to train your body, and those were one of the weird things about it. I remember being in kindergarten, and I remember Keith Nortsey. It was a guy I was in school with, and we were all just kids, and his dad was a police officer, and comes in, and I wanted to be selected for the thing he was, the whatever he was doing, and he selected me. And so he made me walk, he put a piece of tape on the ground and made me walk a straight line. And he's like, well, that's not how you're supposed to do it. I couldn't walk a straight line in the 5th grade. I swear to God, it's a true story. Speech therapy and one-on-one reading classes. And I went back home and taught my mom what I could. Oh, that's so sweet, Crazy Moon. That's so sweet. B8 for Betty stats. Oh, good gracious. It's me, Jen, in the house. True Crime Addict, it's nice to see you. Hey, 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 hey. I hope everybody's doing well. We need to be kind to each other. You never know when you will need help. Yeah, that's the way to look at it, I try not to be mean to people, but when people are being mean to me, well, don't be crying because I'm mean to you. I treat others as they treat me, when I first meet people, I treat them as I wish I would be treated. When they give me an attitude, I give them one right back. People don't like that, right? Well, you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I live by that. You don't see me crying or going over to people's channels, that talk bad about me and trying to bash them over the head. I could care less. Like, you know what? You're talking about me. Nobody's talking about you. They keep trying to convince their whole entire clan of misfits that I'm irrelevant while constantly making me the most relevant person on YouTube. Right? Just saying. I don't see anybody else. I don't see people talking about Don B, right? Nobody's talking about Don B on their channel. I made you something. Aww. She's out finally. She was a little hellion. I had to like put a wall of pillows up on this side to make sure she didn't fall off the bed, because the bed's a foot taller. I worry about her, But she's been good so far. She hasn't fallen off the bed. There was one time she was playing with something, her butt came close to the edge, and I'm like, ah! Grab her butt and push her back on the bed. And nobody better be hurting my baby. Not even my baby. She better not hurt herself. Oh, good morning. Good morning. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to say hi to you. We'll be back on the regular channel. Don't forget this channel. We still love you over here. I will be back on track. You guys know that this is intentional, distractions on my channel through all this bullshit that these hate channels keep causing for this channel for no other good reason. Like, I don't talk about them. I don't do anything to them. I'm not picking on them. I don't discuss them at all. But they can never just leave me alone. And that to me is obsession. Okay? They are obsessed with me and my channel. And I think it's highly problematic. I think it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And we need to be understanding that these creators that can't let me go have mental health issues. Okay? Who else does this? This is not normal behavior for normal people. Let's be honest. Right? Let's be honest. These people are unhinged and completely, and they're trying to convince their people that I'm unhinged and unstable. But I'm not the one that is obsessed about them, following their every movement, listening to their garbage on their channels. Like, I don't even listen to their shit, right? They're constantly over here listening to my shit because I have relevant shit to talk about. That's what it all comes down to. And because they didn't think it, they're idiots, which everybody knows that these felons are idiots. They have nothing but they're poorly educated. I'm just still ticking time away. I mean, QB's mom's gone, her aunt's gone. I'm just tick-tocking away right here, right? Because obviously her bloodline's not very conducive of surviving past certain age. So tick-tock, baby, tick-tock, waiting for life to hit you in the ass. Seriously, people are gonna be, oh my God, she's so mean. Yes, I am. Get over it. Took me till the end to notice. Tear Bear, good morning. It's nice to see you. Good morning, good morning. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get my day started. I've got a court hearing tomorrow at 10. Well, it starts at 10 Central Time, so that means like 11 my time. So I've got four arguments I've got to make sure I have solid. We'll be back. I mean, they're already written. They're already argued. I just got to verbally argue them before the judge tomorrow and see how he's going to react. I don't know how he's going to react to some of it. We don't know what his ruling is. It's going to be kind of, there's no guarantees on anything, as many of you guys know. But all we can do is try, you know. I'm trying to find out what's going on. You know, there's just a lot of stuff. So I'll keep that. And then once we have, and I don't expect him to, it seems like this judge likes to take his time and make sure that he's got his law, you know, so he reads everything. He listens to our arguments and then he makes a determination. Typically, his determination comes within a week or two. So I don't expect to have any results of this hearing tomorrow. But, you know, the only thing I can do is argue my best and pray to God that the judge sides at least with me on the majority of my issues, because I think they are justified. And we'll just see where we go from here, you know. So I will like to, you know, just check that out and everything. And we'll, as soon as I find out from the judge which way he is leaning, you know, usually he'll, you know, depending on what questions he asks to me or opposing counsel, I think might direct, you know, his findings in part. So I will be looking for those gauging questions and see where, you know, what sides of the fence he's on. You know, I'm a behaviors person, so I'm constantly gauging, you know, opposing counsel. I'm constantly you know, gauging the judge. I'm trying to see, you know, what his palate is for certain arguments and stuff like that. So we'll, you know, as we're rolling this court case out again, you remember how they were told us a year ago how this was just a joke. I wonder if she understands that I was very much serious then as much as I am today. What they did to me was wrong, and somebody needs to be held accountable. And every time we turn around, they're trying to delay with sleazy tactics and trying to cause distractions as much as possible to delay me or knock me off my game with her specific case. And I find that that it's very noticeable. I think we see it every time a major pleading is due, and every time a major court hearing is coming up. You see all these weird things that Queen Bee herself is involved in, and she tries to say, "Oh, well, I didn't have nothing to do with it." But then, how the hell did you know about it, right? So you're just behind the scenes listening to them plan it, but you ain't saying nothing, right? You're just listening. Gotcha. That doesn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. And so they're doing sleazy, underhanded stuff that if the judge knew about it, would probably sanction her for. And she knows it. So she's going to try to hide and lie. That means that I'm going to have great success when we can prove that she's tried to hide and lie. And that's going to be later down the road. And at that point, her and her attorney will both be receiving sanctions, in my opinion. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. We'll see how well I argue it. We'll see how well I show how much disturbing behavior they have, and how much disturbing behavior the conduct of the attorney is. So we'll see what the palate of the courts are. You know, he may not be too inclined with my positions. He may say, "You're out of line," you know. And when I hear that, then I will take notice, right? But so far, I don't feel like I'm out of line at all. And I believe that the judge is taking this very, very, very seriously. And I think whatever she's doing is just hindering her. It's a feel good feeling right now for what she's doing, because she needs to show her people that she's big, bad, and bold, right? But she's the only one that's got to go to court. She's the only one that's got to deal with the financial consequences of her action. So while she's looking cool in front of her audience ain't going to be paying for it. They give her as much money as they're going to give her. So she's going to have to deal with all of this by herself at the end of the day. And trust me, when she tries to hold other people accountable, guess what they're going to do? They're just going to turn around and walk away, because not any skin off their butt. It's her skin. So we'll see how all this works out. But this was never a joke back when this case started. It's definitely not a joke today. You know, and I think she's starting to get a little concerned, because if she wasn't so worried, she wouldn't be throwing so many you know, all this nonsense at me, right? Just to try to slow me down because she must be scared. Just saying. She can say she's not, but there's nobody in the hot seat other than her. It's just saying. Anyways, guys, God bless you. We'll talk soon, and we'll be on the other channel for the better part of the day. I'm going to be back on this channel on a daily basis. So if you guys have not subbed up, please consider subbing up on this channel. We're going to be having just open conversations and discussions until I figure out what I'm going to do with this channel when I have some free time on my hands. Because it seems like every time I have free time on my hands, it's filled with a bunch of crap coming from the hate channels. Just saying. Right at the time of a hearing for their friend. You know, hey Pete, it's nice to see you. Lisa B always. I will go through my emails as soon as I'm done here. All right, and then there are some emails. There was I was reading something that on one of our Facebook groups that really made my brain start chug. Right, and so we love that. We love that. So I actually might read their comment online or on our next live on the main channel. Here, probably in about an hour and a half, we'll be over on the other channel. You're not going to want to miss it because we're going to take, this is one of the people. They have a lot. Thank you, Sonia. Sonia has Team Foul Play shirts. Don't forget to hit your Team Foul Play shirts. We love Team Foul Play. This is a shirt that can be used a lot, right? Just about every single one of our cases, we have a reason to wear our Team Foul Play shirt. So if you guys would like to be part of the Team Foul Play, please reach out to Sonia and pick up your shirt today. Always good to see you too, Pete. Thanks. Hugs and loves. Hugs and loves. And by the way, we are fighting the Proudfoots and the Bower Sox on their malicious protective orders, and we've secured an attorney. A Good Samaritan has paid for those costs. Those costs are $2,500. We have raised, I think it stopped right about $400 of the $2,500. If anybody would like to help with those expenses, obviously it's not required, but you know, if it was you stepping up to the plate, I'm sure you would want some help on those expenses as well, just like this Good Samaritan. So if you guys are would like to help out with these expenses to kind of buffer them, you know, so one person's not having to take the full brunt of them, please consider sending those to the Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. I'm not touching those funds. As soon as we raise funds, like in 30 days, I'm relinquishing whatever we've acquired in those 3 accounts directly over to the Good Samaritan that helped me out with the attorney fees. So if you guys would like to assist, please do. I know somebody asked me yesterday on the main channel, did I see if, I can't remember who it was, but I did heart all of the fees that have come in. So if you guys did not get a heart on there, I don't know if I've received it, so I apologize about that. But everybody should have had at least received a thumbs up, a heart, a thank you of some sort for those, so you know that I did receive them. If you guys did not receive that, please check. And if you feel that I received it and didn't heart it, please reach out to me immediately at bullhornbetty@gmail.com so I can see it on my end. You know, I hope that Nina is paying attention to the shenanigans going on inside the Proudfoot home and the Bower Sox home, and protect her daughter, Faith, from the craziness and from the, you know, life-threatening threats that Katie, Chris, and the Bower Sox seem to be dealing with on a daily basis from a bunch of crazy YouTubers and people stalking them. So with that being said, I hope that she protects them. What can I say? It's a dangerous place over there. I mean, they already have one kid missing, and they're proclaiming that there's crazy YouTubers stalking them down and threatening their life. So I don't think that's a place for a 6-year-old girl to be staying at. Just saying. Anyways, guys, you take it care. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. We'll see you later today. God bless.